I sat on the edge of the bed and asked my husband, Greg, where the $3,000 from our emergency savings account had gone. And he immediately started complaining about the leaky faucet in the kitchen. I held the bank statement in my hand, the red numbers staring back at me like a warning light. But he refused to even look at the paper. We had been saving that money for my mother's dental surgery for 6 months, and now the account was almost empty with no explanation. This was the third time in a month that he had dodged a serious conversation by bringing up a trivial household chore, and I felt a cold, jagged fear that he was hiding something much bigger than a plumbing issue. Greg has always been a bit of a spender, but we had a strict agreement about the emergency fund after he lost his job 2 years ago. I had been working extra shifts at the hospital to rebuild our safety net, and seeing it vanish without a word felt like a personal betrayal of every hour of sleep I had lost. I realized that by changing the subject, he was trying to make me feel like I was nagging him about chores so he could avoid answering for the missing money. He actually picked up his toolbox and started walking toward the kitchen, acting like fixing a drip was the most urgent priority in the world. The manipulation was so transparent that it made my stomach turn as I followed him down the hallway. I don't care about the faucet, Greg, and you aren't leaving this room until you tell me why you took the money meant for my mom's surgery, I said, standing in the kitchen doorway so he couldn't pass. He stopped and sighed, telling me that I was being obsessive and that he had just moved the money into a different investment account to get a better return. I asked him to show me the new account on his phone right then, and he suddenly got angry, accusing me of not trusting him after 10 years of marriage. He tried to flip the script and make me the villain for interrogating him, but I stayed calm and held out the statement again. I told him that trust is earned through transparency, not through deflection and fake repairs. He finally broke down and admitted that he had lost the money in a high-risk crypto scheme that one of his friends had convinced him was a sure thing. He had been trying to win it back for weeks, which explained the secret phone calls and the sudden late nights at the office. I felt a surge of adrenaline that made my vision sharpen. I realized that I couldn't build a future with someone who viewed our survival as a gambling fund. I didn't scream or cry. I just told him to pack a bag and go stay with that friend while I figured out if our marriage was worth the $3,000 he had stolen from my mother's health. I spent the next week auditing all of our accounts and changing the passwords so he no longer had access to my earnings. He tried to come back with promises of therapy and a repayment plan, but the damage to my sense of security was far deeper than the financial loss. We ended up separating permanently a few months later when I realized that the subject changing was a symptom of a much larger character flaw that I couldn't fix. I learned that when someone refuses to answer a direct question, the silence is usually the loudest answer you'll ever get. I am living on my own now, and my bank account is finally growing again without any mysterious disappearances. I am doing great, and I have realized that the only person I can truly trust with my future is myself.